Whichever way you go, I go the other way. Here we go. Woohoo! Well, hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today we are going to talk a little bit about unintended consequences and what we can do about it, or maybe what we can't do about it. But if you would, before we get going on this beautiful ride today on this dark gray day, everything's wet here in Tallahassee, and it has been for a few days. Not cold, I will tell you that. It's certainly not cold. It's 72 degrees. So it is a beautiful riding weather right now. But if you would, smash that subscribe button, give this video a big old thumbs up, and share it with your friends. I really, really would appreciate it. All right. Well, you know, it's funny. I've had some friends here lately. We've been talking about feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Oh, my life, I'll feel it. Anyway, I digress. You know, one of the things that I never really associated with motorcycle riding, certainly not in my younger years, was emotional health in motorcycle riding, or what that even meant. You know, by the time I was in my 30s, I had never even heard about mental health. I don't even think I ever heard those two words plugged one behind the other. It just wasn't something that was in my vernacular at all. I don't know that it was common in society or not. I just know it wasn't common. It wasn't common in my world. Did I ever feel down? Did I ever feel depressed? Or did I ever feel this? Or did I ever feel that? You could fill in the blank with all that. Well, of course, I think we all have those days. I'd heard about people being depressed, but to me, being depressed just meant you felt bad about something. You were upset. Oh, whoa, don't do that, dude. That would be bad, let me tell you. Don't you just love it when people come barreling up to stop signs like that? That'll make you depressed right there, let me tell you. But depression is a real thing, and I didn't realize that until I got into my older years and started really seeing the impacts of it and what it had on, like, our national health, the cost of everything. Check out the wild turkeys. I think that's wild turkeys. Yeah, check them out, man. Wow, they're out. They are out. I guess they survived Thanksgiving. They're not depressed. But you know, years ago when I was a young man, and no one talked about it because they said it was a result of cancer, honestly. I had an uncle who committed suicide years ago. And they didn't talk about his mental health. They just said that he just couldn't go on anymore. You know, he had cancer and his life was hard, and he just didn't feel like he could go on anymore. But they didn't use the words mental health. Like I said, those words just weren't used like that back then. And then here recently, as I mentioned in an earlier video, I had a friend of mine whose younger brother, who was a teenager, commit suicide this year. It's really crazy when you start thinking of a young person like that, a young person that I've met before that was a pretty happy kid, or at least on the surface appeared to be. And you know, when I talk to the family, and of course I do, because I love them, I don't want them to suffer in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And they're like, why, what did we do? And you know, I don't know the answers to any of that. But one of the things that did come out in my mind is, and the reason that I came out on this dark, dreary day, normally it's been raining on and off all day. I normally would just kind of button things up today and go, you know what, I'm not going to go for a ride today. I'm just not. There are too many sunny days to go out on the gray day. But I decided to go out on the gray day because I felt like it was perfect for this conversation about motorcycle riding and depression. It appears that everyone wants to tell you that motorcycle riding is dangerous, it is going to kill you, and while that may be true, if people don't stop at stop signs, it is true. motorcycle riding is inherently dangerous. But if you were to ask me, am I putting myself at more risk by riding or not riding? I would tell you I'm putting myself at more risk by not riding. I would be so down and disheveled if I couldn't ride. I don't know how I would handle things. You know, one of the things about the lockdowns, and I don't care whether you're pro-vax, anti-vax, I really couldn't care less about any of that. You know what? And there will be some knucklehead down there, oh, you know, you should do this and you should, you know, whatever. But the reality is this channel's not about that. This channel's about motorcycle riding and the benefits of it, how to be a better rider, how to travel and tour and enjoy your life. That's what this channel's been about from the very, very beginning. And that's what it's still about. But the unintended consequence in young people in particular, the suicide rate among young people has just gone up unbelievably. Spousal abuse, all of these things have gone up crazy since the lockdown. Now this isn't about whether you're for a lockdown or not. This is to talk about what it is doing to the human mind and why. And the reason why is because we don't get to do this. We don't get to go out. We don't get to shake it off. Any of us who have ever been sick or not felt good, just with a little bug or something, you know, you sit around the house for 3 or 4 days, you start going stir crazy. Man, the lockdowns, now as a retired guy, I can pretty much go out anytime the sun's out, you know, and anytime that I feel like just walk, I can go out even in the rain as far as that goes. I can pretty much pick my poison, go out when I want to. And where I am in the world, although there are, you know, requirements and mandates about what I can and cannot do, it doesn't keep me from going out of my house. It doesn't keep me from going on a motorcycle ride. And man, I am glad of that. Even on a gray day, to get out and to just move and to feel it, man, it is just wonderful. So I'm going to tell you, if you have an opportunity to get out on your motorcycle and ride, man, do it. If you're feeling down in the dumps, get out on that bike and ride. Just get outside. Even if you can't ride, man, I know that you guys up north, you're all batting down for the winter. You know, feel free, obviously. I want you to watch this channel and ride with me. If that will provide you a little respite in the snowy days, man, I really do appreciate you being here. And I just want you around to ride with me because I think it's great. But if you can't do that, or your internet's down, or that's not enough, then you know what? Put on your jacket and your mittens and, you know, your little heated vest and your booties or whatever you guys wear up there, because I'm not from up there, so I wouldn't know. But put all that on. Go sit in a lawn chair for 10 minutes, man. Just get outside. Look at the sunshine. Breathe that fresh air, even if it's cold and it stings, man. Just get out there and enjoy it. Because let me tell you, being locked up in your house, you go stir crazy. You get depressed. You get down in the dumps, man. And the thing that motorcycle riding offers you, even during lockdowns, look, I'm masked due to the nature of this. Full face helmet. I'm masked up. I can close my shield. And I'm super double masked. I'm like the surgeon that's doing the surgery where you're worried about getting splattered. It's just me. I'm no danger to anyone, and they're not a danger to me other than the physical danger of riding a motorcycle, which you can't get away from. But the mental and the lockdown dangers are all gone when you go out for a ride. They're just gone. Beautiful house, man. I love it. People just keep building out in this part of the world. And although I'm glad to see it developing, I sure hate it because of what it's going to do traffic-wise. Oh well, that's a different story. But you know, the idea of just going out for a ride and enjoying the day, man, it is really something quite special. You know, we got a lot of things planned for this year, and Coach Vic and I are going to be doing our year in review here in like another week. It's going to be cool. So make sure you tune in for that. He's going fishing. I know exactly where he's going. Oh, we're going to go out this way. That farm right there, I think, is for kids. It's like a petting zoo type farm. Anyway, you see this guy right here walking? Man, go for a walk. Nothing wrong with going for a walk. That's in fact, that's an awesome. Hey, how you doing? Everybody's just super nice, waving, and you know, folks are nice, man. You get outside, enjoy your freedom. You know, I've seen startling things. Now, you don't know what truth is anymore on the internet. You know, oh, this place is locked down and these people are being arrested and this is going on and that's, you know, you don't know. You can take a picture of a pocket and all of a sudden that pocket's all that exists. I think if you want to, you know, prove your point, you can find your point on the internet somewhere along the line and just simply validate how you feel about stuff. I know I can. I try not to do that. I try to just live my life and enjoy it. That's another thing. Don't be eating the poison, y'all. There's plenty of poison out there to be ingested. Try not to ingest it. It's just not worth it. Get on that motorcycle and ride. You know, turning that junk off. Turn off your social media. You know, that stuff's not real anyway. Even if you take some time, even off the Coach Bob 3 channel, I don't want to see you go. But if you find yourself watching the internet, I'm going to close this, get a little windy. But even if you find yourself on this channel and you go, man, I'm just down, man. I just can't. I just need to turn the TV off. Turn the computer off. Turn it off. Don't be reticent about doing that. Sometimes you just need to shut it all down. Step outside. Take a breath. Hit the reset button. So yeah, make sure you don't eat the poison. There's a lot of good stuff on the internet. I'll tell you right now, the Worship on Wheels series is a good thing. I know that I'm certainly not bragging about my content. Please don't take it as that. But you know, I forget what videos I've made and I haven't made because I make them. I mean, when I make a Worship on Wheels, it is just a quick boop, it's there and it's gone. And you know, it's based on something I'm going through that week, and then the next week presents a new thing, and there I am. And so I find myself going back to that Worship on Wheels playlist and just hitting play and letting them run through, and I forget what they were about, and they inspire me to do more. I'm grateful that's been put in my path, you know, even though I'm the one that had a part in creating it. And when I say I had a part in creating it, that inspiration came from God, and I just play a small part in creating something like that. But even if you're not a Christian or you're not a believer or a person of faith in any way, shape, form, or fashion, those principles still are good and they apply. Listen to them. Inspire yourself. You know, there are a lot of great things, man. The Daily Stoic. There are things you can feed your mind with that are positive, that are on the internet. So make sure you turn off the hateful stuff. I'll tell you right now, if you're watching the news at all, you're going to be pretty doggone miserable. I don't care if you're more of a liberal leaning or conservative leaning. There's plenty of hate to go around. You can just turn that crap off. They're not going to tell you anything that's going to affect your life anyway. The best thing you can do is go out and enjoy your day and love on your neighbor. You want to change the world? Change your neighbor's life. We all do that, man. The world will be a better place. Yeah, you can go out and vote and all that stuff. Whatever, but you want real brass tacks. Go out and love on somebody. Check them out building a nice pole barn. That's beautiful. So yeah, go for a ride. Turn off all your dadgum social media crap. You don't need that mess. You know, there's another thing you can do, and this one's probably a little more difficult. There are arbitrary people in your world, you know, that try to drag you down. Cut them on out. Just cut them on out. Doesn't mean you can't help them if they're in need, but the general idea that you know that if you're exposing yourself to that you're going to feel worse when you go home than you did when you left, and just don't leave. Go do something else. You know, a concept that I learned years ago, it was funny, as a parent, obviously all of you know this, and I think as a manager, if you've been a manager for any period of time, and it's a biblical concept as well too, but not to get off on all that, but let your yes be yes and your no be no. You don't owe someone an explanation for saying no. You know, you can just say no. No, it's not hard. It's hard at first. In fact, when I used to teach managers that were literally going crazy, I had managers that they're like, we're going to have to go see a psychiatrist, Bob, because they were struggling so hard. The line of work that I was in, air traffic was stressful anyway, and they got things coming at them from all sides. You've got upper management, you got the controllers down below you, you're dealing with the union, you're dealing with national issues, you're dealing with a lot of things. And the things that you can control, you find yourself as a manager, you're trying to say yes to everyone, and you can't do that. You just can't do it. You can't say yes to everything and everybody. And so I used to teach them, the first thing that you're going to have to do in order to be happy in your life, whether it be at work or at home, is learn this word, no. Simple no. Doesn't have to be rude, doesn't have to be crass, doesn't have to be hateful. It simply has to be no. So another thing that you can do to be happier in this crazy, cuckoo, whacked out world is say no. One thing that I have discovered is, as I've gotten a little bit longer in the tooth and I have ridden more and more and more, the older I get, the more I ride, is that when I'm on my motorcycles of any kind, whether it's 2-wheel or 3-wheel, whether it's a sport bike, a hooligan bike, or my CanAm Spyder, I don't have to turn off social media here, and I don't have to say no here, because I simply said yes to the one thing that I want to do, and that's go for a ride, and all of the no's took care of themselves. A lot of times that's all you have to do is say yes to the right thing, and all of the bad things, the no already happens. The level of self-control is that is required to say yes to this is very low for me. All it takes is me stepping out into the garage in the morning with a cup of coffee, and I'm saying yes, 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 I want to go for a ride. I don't know if y'all watch Cycle Cruiser, but he, all of his videos start out with "Let's go for a ride." Anyway, I love Cycle Cruiser. I mean, he does every week say, what bike should I buy? What bike should I buy? What bike should I buy? And after about 52 weeks of what bike should I buy, I still watch the guy. I don't know why. I just love him. I love his demeanor, his passion for riding, and his passion for life. And that's why I watch him. So just remember, a lot of times when you say yes to motorcycle riding, you're saying no to all the negative stuff, just as a direct result of your decision for saying yes. And that is very, very cool. If you hadn't figured it out yet, I love riding motorcycles, all things 2 wheels or 3 wheels. I'm going to drop a link to a video I released here recently right up here. And basically this video, don't do it. He wants to. He wanted to. You can see it. He was thinking about it. Yeah, he was just moving up to close the gate. Of all of the motorcycles that I've owned and how I felt about each one of them, if you're a motorcycle person and you've owned a lot of motorcycles, check that video out. I think you'll enjoy it greatly. And leave a comment below about a few of the bikes you've owned and what they meant to you. Through my life, there are many, many trials and tragedies and travails that we go through and that I've been through. And motorcycles have always been one of my turn-tos that make my life better. They just do. I'm absolutely passionate about them. They're each one individual and special. I know there are a lot of people out there with total brand loyalty, and that's okay. That's okay. If you just love Harley, cool. I love Harley too. If you just love CanAm, cool. I love CanAm. You can go down the list. In fact, don't know if I can do this, but if I can, if you could see, I'm wearing a Suzuki shirt right now. A gift from my son for Christmas, as a matter of fact. Yep, I love Suzuki's too. Own one. So I love all things motorcycles. and all things motorcycle related. You know I'm a big MotoGP fan. I can sit in the house and watch motorcycle racing, and I am perfectly content and happy. In fact, if I'm feeling down, I'll pull up a year like 2018 and just watch almost an entire year over a 3 or 4 day period of racing, and it just lifts my spirits unbelievably. So I want you to be encouraged. I want you to enjoy your life. You know that's what this channel is about. It's about riding motorcycles and being passionate about fun things. And motorcycle riding, honestly, it just don't get no more fun than that. Now you can do with that linguistic challenge all you want, but that's how I feel about it. So even on a gray day, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Oh man, I love it. All right. Well, I hope you got a big old smile on your big old head, and I hope all those bad feelings of, you know, the depression of life, the lockdowns, the scare of the world, what it does to us, the beat down that everyone wants to give you. I hope this has lifted you just a little bit. And if you don't have a 2-wheeler or 3-wheeler, I hope this inspires you to go out and be a part of the riding community, because that, my friends, is what this is for. It's not to be cool, it's not to be popular, it's not to make a lot of money. It is simply to inspire others to ride, because the more riders that are out here, the less of these big old metal boxes are out here, and that makes it more fun for the rest of us. All right, well, there you have it. So do me a favor, go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, you eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you are definitely doing it wrong. I'll see you on the road real soon. You go seize the day. I'm gonna go for a ride.